Okay. Try to tell you a story. This computer's jacked. Last couple of days ago, I made this video already once, but I kept laughing. Sunday was Father's Day. This last Sunday. And something happened here. I'm going to tell you about it. And what it is, I made a mistake. I'm going to share it with you. You might learn something from it. You might not. Or you might just find it entertaining. But if you can armchair quarterback this thing, tell me what I should have did and all that, don't bother. A couple of things I gotta throw up there. When I came home Saturday night, at the corner of my property there was a truck parked, which is not uncommon. There's a ditch bank there, a ditch canal that separates me and my neighbor, and people park over there, drink beer, smoke dope, up to no good. It rarely affects me. But there was a truck parked out there, and I think it was there until I got my chores done, went to bed, and he was still out there. I think that was the source of this. Got my stuff done. The other thing is I live in a trailer now. I used to live in a house up front. I used to make my videos out of that house, and not living up there anymore. I'll go ahead and use the laundry and all that stuff in there. And anyway, I got my chores done that night, Saturday night. I head in there and heading towards the laundry room. And the house was really hot. It was our first or second real hot day, 105, 106 out here now. And so what I typically do is there's windows that the front of the house is faced with windows, and I go and they roll up and down. They slide up and down. So I raise them all up about 4 or 5 inches. They're all screened, and there's shutters on the inside of the window of the house, and I make sure those are closed. I have to worry about raccoons will take it as an opportunity getting into the house. And so it's just so hot, and I need airflow going through there at night. So I cracked all those windows, closed all the shutters, and I do this every summer. I leave them open like that all summer. It is 6 months. And the house is surrounded with wrought iron fence, and also it's not, someone can't just walk up off the street, supposedly. They mess with them. So, truck's out. There's a truck at the corner, and I do have the windows open. And get my stuff done. I come back out here and get on the computer, read whatever, and go to bed. Now, typically throughout the night, my dogs will bark. They'll hear a coyote and they'll go back and forth, something like that. Somebody might park out on the road. A couple, 2, 3 dogs will bark at it. Cow or a bull might get out of his pen. A couple of dogs on this side might bark over that. Rarely do all the dogs bark unless someone's at the gate. Or if someone's out front, all the dogs will go off. It usually means it's a big deal. And I have one dog specifically. She's a little teeny black dog, bigger than a Chihuahua, but not much. Her name's Bee. She's been with me a long time. And it's just the one talent that she has. If she starts barking, someone is at the gate. Put all your bets down. It's 110%. She starts I'm asleep. It was 5:30 when they woke me up when this went on. Every dog is barking, and Bee, I could hear her up by the gate. She's wailing, barking, whatever, little teeny dog. I'm like, oh crap, I need to go see what this is. So I get up. I got cutoffs on, a t-shirt, my flip-flops, and my light here. I think I have my phone and my keys in my pocket. I picked that up. I didn't pick up I have a 38 next to my pillow. I didn't pick that up or anything because it was just I didn't think it was necessary. So I walk out. I walk up to the house, and as soon as I walk out, I don't need the lamp. I need the flashlight because it's light. The sun is not over the Sierra Nevadas yet, but it's light enough to read. So I get out, go up to the house. I walk around the right side, walk around the left side, kind of like a horseshoe. But I don't go to the front of the house. I just kind of look. And I'd heard something. About halfway over there, I heard something like someone closing their trash can lid is what it sounded like. So I thought, okay, the dogs are probably barking at my neighbor across the street. I look, nothing. Okay, no big deal. I'm irritable now. I'm going to go back to sleep. It was one day I was going to sleep in. So I go back, come up in here, lay down, I'm going to try to sleep till 9 o'clock. I sleep till 8. I get up, throw on the flip-flops, get my keys. On the way over there, I have to move a couple of dogs around, put them out in the yard. I go in the house, unlock the door, go into the back door. I'm walking through the kitchen. I got to go through the living room to get to where the laundry is. I walk through the kitchen, I walk through the living room, and I notice one of these shutters that I had closed is now open for this window. I didn't do that. Because I still want the privacy, I just want the airflow. These are shutters, you still get the airflow coming through. And I look, the window's not open 4 or 5 inches. It's all the way up, and the screen's been pulled off. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, I got cats and raccoons in here. I just know it. Because that's happened before. And I realized no raccoon would push that window all the way to the top. Maxed it out. A little bit, but not all the way to the top. And just as I realized that, I back up. This room is open, this living room. There's no one lives in the house anymore. There's some boxes of clothes, old stuff stored or whatever. But there's 2 old sofas, an old couch and an old sofa. So I'm looking at this window. To my right, spitting distance, is a sofa. And laying in it is this little Mexican gangbanger. He's completely out, asleep, dead to the world. He's got no shirt on, loaded with tattoos. Got his name on his back. And he's wearing some shorts, and he's barefoot. And I'm just looking at this like, what the hell? There's this little thug in the house. And mind you, I do not live in that house. That house is empty, so it wasn't. I'm back here. So the first thing, this guy's asleep. He's out. Okay, he's incoherent. At this point is where I make my mistake. Kind of. Well, yeah, it's a mistake. The first thing I do, and I did this instinctively, I did not sit there and go, okay, what's the best tactical thing to do here? What should I do in this situation? That never crossed my mind. Instinctively, I just wanted him out of the house. Okay, so he's on my right, window's on my left, straight ahead of me is the front door of the house. I walk to the door, I open it wide open, I back up, I go beyond him, so I put the door behind him, he's between me and that door. The back door that I came in is directly behind me. Okay, now I think, and I don't know why I did that, it was instinctive, I didn't decide, hey, this is a good play here. It's just I'm used to moving cattle around, and you can't move cattle into a corner, you have to create an opening. Because in my mind, I just want this guy out of here. I don't care what the explanation is, I don't care what the story is. If you just leave, we're good. So, I open the door, I back up, I'm thinking, okay, I got nothing in my hands. I have a set of golf clubs here, I pull a putter out. And so I got a putter up like this, and I look at the guy and I said, hey, get up. I said that a couple times. But the first time I said it, I realized, not the best move. What I should have did is walked out of the house, got on my phone. I could have filmed the guy. The way the guy was just laying there, he was dead to the world. I could have got the whole thing on video. Like a stupid video. I didn't think of that. But I could have just walked out of the house, didn't say anything, call the sheriff, have them come, get the guy out. But I didn't do that. I didn't think of it. I just wanted this guy out of the house. So I got the putter in my hand. I holler at this guy a couple, 2-3 times. He's up. His eyes are wide open. He's like this, that, and the other thing. And at that point, 2 things crossed my mind. What if he's not alone? What if there's 2 or 3 other people in here? I just haven't figured it out yet. Or, how's this guy going to wake up? He's going to be hostile? He's going to be crazy, on drugs, or whatever? That never crossed my mind until after I woke him up. I'm like, oh, I should have waited, So it was a stupid thing I did. Luckily, the guy wakes up, and he's not combative. He's actually very apologetic. First, he's in shock. He can't realize, he doesn't know where he is. This guy's looking around. He's like, what's going on? He's just taking this whole thing in. Like, he was never defensive, thank God. He kind of woke up like, oh man, I really screwed up here. I'm at somebody else's house, and this is this guy's house, kind of thing. Thank God. Long story short, you know, he's not hungover, but he's not quite dialed in yet. He's got no shoes. Doesn't know where his phone is. Doesn't know where his glasses are. Can't see without his glasses. He's like 30 years old. But no shirt. He's got his name written on his back like they do. He's a little gangbanger. But the guy was apologetic. Okay? This thing could have really went haywire. The guy was apologetic. He offered to pay for the screen. He looked at the window. He says, is that right? He says, I broke into your house. He says, yeah, well, I had to use the key to get in. You came in through the window. And the guy was apologetic, and he says, you got every right to hit me with that stick or whatever you got in your hand, and you know, I did the wrong thing here, but this is, I said, well, you need to go home. I really need to get you out of this house. I'd just be happy if you get out of the house and get you out of the property. He says, I don't know where I am. All right, so I'll give you directions. And you know, he says, I got to find my shoes. I don't have my shoes. So I called I said, what's your phone number? So I call his phone, no ring. He said, your phone's not here. As you can see, there's nothing in this house other than some little junk here. I don't see your phone or your glasses anywhere. But I said, if I find them, I'll call you. So, dogs are barking. Anyhow, long story short, take the guy finally, I get him out of the house. We go through front of the house. The whole thing's got wrought iron fence all the way around. I said, how did you get in? He said, dude, I don't know. I don't know. Because everything's locked up. I'm still trying to figure out how did this guy get in here. He hopped the fence. He hopped this thing, which is possible. But he's barefoot. There's stickers everywhere. Oh, he's barefoot, right? I'm trying to get rid of this guy. Whatever I could do to make haste to get him, just leave and be on about your life. But he's barefoot. You're not getting anywhere out here barefoot. Stickers that you can't physically move around here barefoot. So I had this old pair of sandals in the kitchen. I threw those his way. They're barking. I'll edit this out. Anyhow, anyway, the guy's barefoot, so I give him these old sandals I had. Because he's not going to get without a way. He won't get 100 yards. I'll be stuck with him. My thing. So I give him this pair of sandals. He takes off, all right, so he can leave. Like I said, the guy's very apologetic. The guy he was in the wrong, but the whole time he didn't know where it was. I said, well, this is north, this is south. Go to the next street, make a right, just keep walking. You're running to town. Eventually, some kind of a ways out here. But luckily, the guy wasn't combative. The guy wasn't in a wake up as some crazy or something like that. I should have called the cops. But at the time, when it was all said and done, I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it could have ended up worse, but luckily it didn't. But I'm thinking, this pitiful I don't know how this. And then he saw it when I got him out in front of the house, taking him out to the gate to get him off the property. He saw the dogs on the other side of the fence. He couldn't tell, but there's a whole bunch of dogs he couldn't see. But he saw the 2 pit bulls, the husky, this and that, some other dogs that weren't tied up. He didn't know who could get to him or not. He said, how did I get past all these dogs? I said, well, you really didn't. That's what woke me up. It's just been your lucky day, you know. But you need to rethink your nighttime activities. I know I'm missing something. There's a reason I brought this up. But at the time, when I should have stopped, left the house, called the sheriff's department. You know, we always like to think we're going to do the right thing or whatever, but that never crossed my mind. I had this overwhelming desire to get this guy out of the house and off my property. That's all I was thinking about. You know, and I was prepared, even though it was just a golf club in my hand. The first sign of something sideways, I'm going to take his head off. I just, not in a self-defense manner necessarily, but which is what it should have been. Just out of anger. Do not doubt me that I'll do anything to get you off this property, because you're messing with my cool here. I don't like being invaded upon. The other thing is, nothing about this was typical. You know, people will rob you at night. It was already light outside. I could have read a book when he was doing this. Made a bunch of noise, Dogs were going, you know, any crook worth his salt would have quit. The dogs were making so damn much noise. So this thing made no sense. So to think that this guy was always going to come and steal something, if it was, it just, yeah. And then the fact that once you've gone into a place to do whatever you do, you're not going to go to sleep. You're not going to find a couch, curl up, and, you know, dream dreams. Wait for the people to come home. So this was, you know, we anticipate, well, if I was ever to get burglarized or robbed or something, it would probably be like this. And it would, they would do, you know, these things would factor in. None of this factored. This didn't make any sense what this guy did. So he was stoned or, you know, on drugs or whatever the case was. And so we don't factor in those oddball type scenarios. You know, this guy did this. It wasn't broad daylight, but it was daylight enough. Breaking into a person's home in the front of their house, you know, that anybody could see. Yeah, you know, it wasn't a typical. You would have planned something like, well, someone's going to come at you like this, because there was no, you know, this guy was just an idiot. But luckily, you know, God bless him, wasn't a crazy man when he woke up or something like that. And I just, you know, it was all over, and I thought it was just laughable. I told the only person I told my nephew. And he said, "Dude, this is not funny. You shouldn't be laughing about something like this." But, and I did handle it wrong. Call the cops. Anyhow, I'm gonna get that off my chest. Love you. God bless.